My name is Canadian, and today we are going to be exploring how the Lond Spitfire attack and defend the first point of Volskaya. In the first week of Stage 2, the Lond Spitfire had a rematch with the NYXL in an amazing matchup in the new map pool. In their matchup versus the New York Excelsior, the Lond Spitfire were able to quickly take away point 1 from the NYXL, as well as full hold versus the NYXL's attack. How did they do it? Well, we're going to be looking at that in today's video. Let's get into it. So let's talk about the team compositions coming out from each team. We see the Lond Spitfire are running a classic dive composition with a Widowmaker, but the main difference between the NYXL is they are running a Lucio. The NYXL are running a mirror composition, except they have Mercy. Now the NYXL are running Mercy here because they want to damage boost their Widowmaker Pine so he can be dealing more damage with those headshots. Now why are the Spitfire running Lucio? Well, they need to attack this point, and there is a lot of open area that they have to run through. So they are bringing the Lucio for the speed boost. That way they can cover those open areas quicker, giving Pine less opportunities to shoot at them as they cross.
The better record overall as we kick it off here on Volskaya Industries. Neither team running a Sombra, different strategies going forward, and we will have the epic Widow v Widow between Birdring and Pine. Yeah, no shock there.
So the Lond Spitfire want to take away this position, because if they allow Birdring to stand up here, he has really good sight lines on this point to try and kill the NYXL. But in order to get there, they need the Lucio.
Already a shot attempt coming through here from Birdring, gonna get there with his mates. He wants.
This is probably the most dangerous area they have to cross because it is in Pine's sightlines, and that's why the Lucio here is so important. You're gonna see them speed boost across, as well as, duck, bob, and weave to avoid getting shot by Pine as much as possible.
He'll get behind his tanks, allow them to create the space to allow him to work.
Alright, now the Spitfire are in position. So what is the Spitfire's win condition 4.1? Profit is going to be in a Tracer 1v1 duel with Sabiolbi. Whichever team's Tracer wins that fight is going to put their team at an advantage. Now, if the Spitfire win, the New York Excelsior could recover with a Mercy Resurrect. However, if Sabiolbi wins, there's nothing to bring Profit back into the fight, and it will be a 6 versus 5 for the New York Excelsior. Another win condition they have is the Widowmaker battle. Whichever Widowmaker gets the initial kill will put their team at a numbers advantage. Again, if Pine does go down first, Mercy is there with the Resurrect to bring that back to a 6 versus 6. So really, the Spitfire need to get an initial kill and hopefully guard that body so that Mercy cannot get the Resurrect. However, if they can't guard the body, they need to move in and take some space away from the New York Excelsior. Well, they have the small numbers advantage. If Mercy does res this into a 6v6, hopefully the Spitfire will be in a more advantageous position after the Resurrect.
Alrighty, getting onto that high ground now. Just waiting for the angle. In the meantime, Pine, on the other side of things, he's changing it up, trying to find the shot, and he could actually catch Birdring off guard here if Birdring were to hang around in that doorway, but Pine just a second too late.
Both these Widows playing a little bit of mind games you would expect.
An important thing to note here is that the Lond Spitfire tanks are not engaging because they know what their win condition is. They are relying heavily on their DPS to get an initial kill here. Or Zenyatta. Zenyatta's in the Overwatch League have been getting a lot of kills, more so than you'd see in your regular competitive matches. So it's really up to either Profit, Birdring, or Hagglepin to get an initial pick, or Sabiolbi, J. Jonak, or Pine. But the tanks for the Spitfire are just waiting in this room patiently, not overextending, not being over-aggressive as they wait for their win condition to materialize, waiting for someone on their team to get that opening kill to enable them to dive in. And the same goes for the NYXL. They are engaging a little bit off-screen here, Janice and Meko trading a bit of their life to try and pressure the Spitfire into making a mistake, maybe walk into Pine's sightline, but the Spitfire are being very well disciplined and not taking the bait.
Birdring to pop up behind his tanks in that doorway up there. This doorway, instead he went low ground. They both wanted
Tracer 1v1 happening, no Tracers really getting an advantage.
It's going to be very, very close on who gets the first shot.
Pine almost with the kill onto Prophet there, 2 HP, and that's why you bring the Mercy. The damage boost from Mercy almost has secured this kill. Maybe just a little more charge from Pine would have made this happen, and then, like I said, no Mercy on the side of Spitfire. This would have been a 5 versus 6 for the NYXL had Pine maybe charged up his shot just a little bit more. And finally, we see that Hagopin gets the initial kill onto J-Jonak, and instantly the tanks dive onto the point. Gestures here dropping the bubble, and D.Va is flying in, defense matrixing his main tank, and they are trying to fight the front line of the New York Excelsior as they trust in their back line, Prophet, Birdring, and Hagopin to deal with the back line of the NYXL.
HP, and then Prophet, he still eggs around, shows no fear, counts on his healers to get him top back up again. Now he's found his target, counts on his healer, he still eggs around P, and then Prophet, he's still.
Right here in this frame, we can see that Prophet notices Widowmaker in the doorway there. Pine is looking across the way to try and get a kill onto Birdring to bring this back to a 5 versus 5 for his team. So that Prophet, knowing that the Zenyatta is down, which means no discord, no fear of getting headshot by the Zenyatta if he pushes in, goes instantly to try and pressure Pine to alleviate some pressure from his own Widowmaker, Birdring. As he pushes in, the instant response from the NYXL, both Sabe Yolbi and Meko are going to fly in here to protect Pine in order to keep this at a 5 versus 6.
He's hot on Pine's heels. Pine trying to get
Prophet can't get it done, but great response from the NYXL to protect their own Widowmaker.
Pine calling for reinforcements.
And now look at the position from the Spitfire. Birdring was standing here, and he did just rappel up to the high ground. Both tanks from the Spitfire on the point, and I believe both healers are inside this cubby, so a very defensible position for the Spitfire. It is going to be up to the NYXL to dislodge them. Now, Mano did just get the Resurrect onto J-Jonak, making this a 6 versus 6, but again, like we were talking about, it's up to the Spitfire to get an advantageous position. Well, one enemy is dead, so now that and they did that, they've accomplished that. They have established themselves on the point while J-Jonak was being resurrected, so now it's up to the NYXL to push into them instead of the other way around.
In the meantime, Mano has brought Jonak back into the fight.
That's really important. Jonak going down to his counterpart early was.
So when we look at this frame right here, we see that the dive from the NYXL are pushing into this cubby where the healers from Spitfire are located. Now the Spitfire dive is ready to respond by attacking those pushing into their backline, trying to protect their own healers. On the side of this, the Widowmaker battle is still happening. Now also we can see right here, J-Jonak is right here. That's where he just got resurrected. And we know that Birdring was last seen on the corner over here and on the ground level. So Birdring has a great line of sight onto the point. He's covering this whole area, and J-Jonak must not have known where he was because he jumps down and immediately gets killed by Birdring. So great crossfire from Birdring there to punish J-Jonak for his positioning. They just used the Resurrect from Mono to bring him back, and he's instantly out of the fight. In the meantime, both healers for the Spitfire are still in this cubby, but 3 members of Spitfire are responding to this. So it's really 3 NYXL members, including Sabe Yolbi. We have the D.Va, the Winston, and the Tracer attacking 5 members of the Spitfire. So this is a great collapse from the Spitfire, as well as amazing crossfire by the Widowmaker to really turn this point in the favor of the London Spitfire. Meko does kill Hagopin, so it's evened up right now. Both Zenyatta's out of the fight, which means no Discord Orb for either team. And Meko does secure the kill onto Closer. That's also really big, so no more healing for the Spitfire. Whatever damage they take is going to be permanent. Now it's up to the Spitfire to kill the enemy healer of the NYXL to bring this back to an even 4v4. If they kill any other member of the NYXL, it would still be good, but they'll still have the healer mono up if they do not secure that kill.
Now out of this mix as they continue to trade.
Prophet goes in with the Pulse Bomb and secures an amazing kill onto the healers to now bring this back into a 4 versus 4 where there is no healing for either side. So now it's a battle of tanks and Tracers and Widowmakers. Now Prophet also secured the kill onto Yanis which makes this a 4 versus 3 for his team. So now there's not going to be nearly as much pressure on Birdering on the Widowmaker, because the main person that dives Widowmaker is dead. Now it's going to be all up to Meko to pressure Widowmaker on this high ground here, as Birdering is covering so much space. He's watching them return from spawn, he's watching the Mega Health Pack, and he's watching this platform over here.
Trades will always...
And instantly, Saebyeolbe walks out of the door. Birdering with the response kills Saebyeolbe because he has such an amazing sightline. And finally, we see Meko responds to Birdering's presence, pushes him off the high ground, but it is too late. It's just Meko and Pine at this point, and Pine is getting absolutely pressured by the tanks from the London Spitfire.
And headshots will also favor the offense as Birdering takes down Saebyeolbe.
Yeah, Meko trying to do the best that he can here to stop the bleeding, but it's not going to happen. Birdering, superior angle, superior lines of fire. He could really just sit back and turn it into a duck hunt, like you say, Hex.
So to summarize, the Spitfire were able to tank point 1 so decisively because of the patience from their tanks, as well as the individual plays coming out from both the healers and the DPS. Hagopan, with the initial pick onto Jay Jonak, opened up that point for his team and allowed the tanks to push in and take the space away from the NYXL, which enabled Birdering to get into a very strong crossfire position as the Widowmaker. Now let's look at the defensive point 1 by the London Spitfire. So the composition of their defense is different from what NYXL had. They're not running the Widowmaker and they're not running the Mercy. They are choosing instead to run Sombra. And if you're the NYXL, this reveals their strategy to you. The Spitfire are going to try and play that Mega Health Pack near point 1 of Volskaya and charge up Sombra's EMP quickly and win fight after fight off of EMP. And they also are not running the Widowmaker because they want characters that can mostly heal themselves. Both Tracer and Soldier can heal themselves, either with Heal Station, Mobility, and Recall, and really the tanks, Gesture and Wuha, are going to be poking at the NYXL, taking some damage, and then picking up the health pack to charge up Sombra's EMP. Now on the side of the NYXL, they once again have the same composition, but they are bringing the Mercy onto the attack. So they are also going to be trying to damage boost that Widowmaker to try and get kills, do burst damage to get a quick pick and turn the fight into their favor with a numbers advantage.
Effect from the offense being able to roll in, so when and if she uses her ultimate ability EMP is what to really look for here.
So the win conditions for the NYXL are the same as it was for the Spitfire. They need either Saebyeolbe, Jay Jonak, or Pine to get a decisive kill onto the Spitfire, and then they are going to push in, take the space on the point away, and force the Spitfire to come into them, to attack them into their strong position, with Pine up on that high ground with a crossfire. Now, if they cannot secure killing blows, all the damage they do is just going to charge Hagopin's EMP. So they need to not be doing chip damage and really going for kills.
Alright, well, a little bit of information gained there. Shouldn't come as too much of a shock, but they know now in New York that Hago is on the Sombra. Pine just fish.
As you can see right away, Prophet scouts out the composition coming in from the NYXL. He blinks across and sees the Widowmaker, the Diva, etc. So he's telling his team, hey, you don't need to risk anything. Just play safe, don't give Pine any angles, and we'll be fine. This will be an easy win. So as we watch Pine's point of view here, we will see that no one from the Spitfire is peeking him. They are all in cover, in safety, if they are able to get one shot. Whereas the tanks, Gesture and Wuhal, are peeking because Pine cannot reliably kill them quickly, and they will just pick up the health pack of Hagopin.
In the open. And definitely not going to be giving him much to work with here. One body shot on the Diva mech, but that's not really what Pine's looking for. He wants...
Yeah, right there is a perfect example.
Not really what Pine's looking for.
Right? Both Birdring and Closer not even playing this high ground. They know Widowmaker's trying to get kills here, trying to take away this space as well as this cubby, so they are playing in complete safety right now and allowing their tanks to take the damage to charge up the Sombra.
He wants to get the squishies, but again, you have to play patient here. If you're New York, you need to force London.
The tanks, again, not engaging, being very patient, waiting for something to happen from the DPS or the Zenyatta.
Spitfire to make the mistake, to step out in the open.
Almost gets the kill there onto Hagopin. That would have been big.
Pine should be able to feast.
Tracer 1v1 is happening on the side like it usually does.
He knows they're going to be playing in pack room. That is very close to being able to pick up the Sombra very early.
The Prophet takes some free damage and goes and picks up the health pack of Hagopin.
Hagopin is 60.
Same with Wuhal. Takes about half of his HP and is just going to fly into this health pack, or this health pack actually. Both of them are hacked for the Spitfire.
1%. Any damage they do that doesn't result.
Right there, you see Wuyal is flying from this Sombra health pack right into the other one, giving his Sombra so much ult charge. And really, this is the fault of the NYXL not chasing them down potentially, or really trying to take this space away. You have to take away the mega health pack room in order to stop this Sombra charging up her EMP.
Resulting kills just results in ult charge. Look at that. They go get the pack. 85% EMP almost online.
That's unreal how quick it is. Continues to.
Right here, Gesture is going to jump in and then quickly disengage in order to pick up the health pack one more time.
The shields are going to go down here from the Winston.
As we go into Sabyulbi's point of view, he's going to tickle Wuyal in the Diva mech, not doing any lethal damage, which is just going to feed over more ult charge to Hagopin on the Sombra.
Charging in. Just a little bit of a fight, but Wuyal pretty much going to guarantee that's EMP for this next fight. Now it's all going to be about positioning here for Hagopin.
And right here, Hagopin knows the EMP is coming online, is looking for the backline of the NYXL. EMP will remove all the shield health from JJonak, so if he can get the EMP onto Zenyatta, that's a quick kill there, and maybe catch a few of the other squishies, and then if his team will dive in, capitalizing on how all the abilities from the NYXL cannot be used.
So you can see him on the hunt.
He sees Zenyatta off there in the distance. He sees the Zenyatta with the Widowmaker.
Online, comes out.
And right there, he EMP'd, but this pole right here blocked the EMP from hitting JJonak, who still has all of his shield health. It only hits Pine. And then instantly, right, the EMP comes out and his tanks dive right in, trying to capitalize on whoever was hit by the hack.
That could be big. Pine certainly going to get overwhelmed here.
Healers of NYXL cannot keep Pine alive through all that damage. Winston, Diva, Sombra, as well as, I believe, Tracer and Birdring off on the side here. So much damage coming through. Mono might try and get the Resurrect, but really this is a very dangerous position. Without your Diva protecting you, or a Winston maybe putting a bubble down, I don't think Mono is going to get the Resurrect off.
Finally taken out. Jonak, however, was able to stay around the corner long enough to wear off that hack.
It was so close to almost being a...
And now, as the Spitfire, you just rinse and repeat. You do that, you keep doing that over and over, keep getting those EMPs and winning these fights.
Very good protection there. You want to hack this at Yada so that he dies almost instantly. They're able to drop a bubble there. Not quite going to be enough. Janice will...
Now look at the two deaths coming out from the Spitfire on this defense. Prophet and Birdring. Now, usually the walk on Volskaya is very, very long and gives the attackers a window of opportunity to come in and capitalize while the defending team is at a numbers disadvantage. However, it was the Soldier and the Tracer that died. Both some of the fastest characters in the game. Soldier can sprint and Tracer can blink as many times as is needed to get back to this point ASAP to really minimize the downtime of their presence defending this point.
A couple kills. These are not inconsequential, even though the fight is somewhat over. Those two kills will take them forever to get back onto the point. Even though Soldier's got sprint and mobility, the walk back on Volskaya is mild.
Once again here, we see Sabyulbi is just doing chip damage to the Spitfire, which is just going to charge the EMP. But it doesn't matter because Hagopin already has the EMP. If we rewind, let's see right here, Hagopin's at 30%. Wuyal, look at this. He is missing about 400 HP. That is going to give so much ult charge over to Hagopin.
Almost instantly, they're able to drop a bubble there.
He just picked up the mini health pack. And look at that jump, 77%. Let's watch that one more time. Right, 34%. Wuyal gets the mini, which gives about 15% over to Hagopin.
Bubble there, not quite going to be enough.
And then he gets the Mega, which gives about 25%. So because the NYXL could not secure killing the Diva mech of Wuyal, Wuyal is able to charge his Sombra a lot.
Janice will get a couple kills. These are not in...
And same thing there, Hagopin going to 50%, then translocating to pick up his health packs. And Wuyal still has more to give. So really, this 400 HP of Wuyal, almost 100% charge the next EMP of Hagopin.
Even though the fight is somewhat over, those 2 kills will take them forever to get back onto the point. Even though Soldier's got sprint and mobility, the walk back on Volskaya is miles, kilometers, whatever you want to call it. It's forever.
You can see Saebyeolbe just trying to keep it up a little bit here, trying not to let them get fully back into it. But you need to be careful because Hago's still around. He's already got another EMP though, Hex. These packs, you know, his teammates are doing a fantastic job of just feeding him ult charge.
So again, the NYXL are trying to take control of this space, get a pick either from Saebyeolbe, JJoNak, or Pine in order to turn this into a numbers advantage for them because there is no mercy on the side of Spitfire. Any kills they get will be final.
Yeah, look, just like Wuhyol picks it up. Doesn't matter.
Now Hagopin once again looking for the EMP. I don't think the NYXL are expecting this because they just got EMP'd in the previous fight. So he's going to be looking to try and catch that Zenyatta to leave him with only 50 HP and he won't be able to ult. And his tanks are going to dive in on whoever he EMPs.
Doesn't manage to quite hit the timing. Does nearly find the kill on Saebyeolbe, but he will translocate out. Get a bit too hot to handle over there.
And look at the positions from the Spitfire. They are playing a lot of corners, a lot of walls to not let Pine get any angles. Now if Pine's on the high ground here, he might be able to see this Lucio out in the open, but Tracer's protected, Sombra's Translocator is protected, and I'm not sure where Birdering is off screen, but I imagine he is also playing safe to minimize the impact Pine can have on this attack from the NYXL. The Spitfire understand and recognize the threat that Widowmaker poses to their team, to their composition, because they do not have a Mercy or a lot of shields, so they are playing accordingly, playing very safe.
One of the kind of softer counters to Sombra is a Widowmaker. You need that burst damage to take her down before she can translocate. Of course, stuns also work greatly. I go in a little bit of trouble, just going to get out of there alive. They've been banking here.
So let's look at this frame here. Hagopin was getting poked out by the Winston and he translocates, and we can see just barely Soldier's feet here. So like we were saying, he was playing very safe, very reserved. Now Pine is going to think Soldier is not here and he's going to hookshot onto the high ground. Birdering instantly responds with the attack visor from the high ground and is going to kill Pine, who is not in range to be hit with Transcendence. Now NYXL do have the Valkyrie going off, providing a lot of healing, but Birdering, if he gets eyes on Mono, will be able to take that down. Mono, the self-healing from Valkyrie is not enough to withstand the damage from Tactical Visor.
Valkyrie on the side of New York.
So right there we see Pine landed on the high ground, thought he was safe. Birdering calls it out. The instant response from the Winston on his team, both Gesture and Birdering are now jumping onto this high ground to pressure Pine and push him down and secure that kill.
They're going to try to gun it down. They will.
Sick attack visor from Birdering. Perfect positioning from him, exactly where he wants to be.
The Resurrect from Mano does come out, so again, this is back to 6 versus 6. Another support ultimate coming out of JJoNak here to try and keep this alive for his team, but again, the Spitfires still have the EMP to use out of Hagopin. Depending on how this EMP goes, assuming he waits till after this Transcendence, he'll hack multiple members of the NYXL, securing the kill onto JJoNak and making D.Va very defenseless. She will not be able to boost away or use her defense matrix, so patience needed here from Hagopin to secure this point.
On the high ground, raining down death and destruction.
He does hit JJoNak with the EMP right there, 25 HP remaining, and again, the D.Va Meko is very weak, not able to defend himself.
Finally, Hago sees his opportunity.
Yanis also EMP'd here, so he cannot Primal Rage to keep this fight going for his team.
And well, with that hack out, they will get the cleanup. London Spitfire doing a fantastic job here of holding against New York Excel. Minute left on the clock here for New York to make some magic happen, and they don't even have a single tick on this first point.
The window opened a little bit again, though. They took down the Tracers.
Pine gets staggered really badly here. His whole team is alive, and Pine just died, which means more time off the clock for the NYXL.
They took down the Winston, should be back in time as well. Losing Pine there really hurts. They could have potentially had a very small window of a 6v4. Now they're probably not going to have it. Pine switches off of the Widow.
Saebyeolbe on a bit of a flank here, but he does not have Pulse Bomb, so unless Saebyeolbe can one-clip an enemy from the London Spitfire, such as Soldier really is his best bet, he's not really going to be doing much from this flank. He needs to find a way to pressure them away from that Mega Health Pack.
Gotten very little done this half on the Widow. Is going to go to a more consistent form of damage, Soldier 76, but it's not burst damage, so you're almost just tickling the team into more packs and more EMPs.
So as the casters are saying, Pine, who has not been getting much done, as the Widowmaker does switch over to the Soldier 76 so he can stand on the high ground more safely, doesn't need to be getting the headshots, but he can just shoot down from the high ground into the London Spitfire. But again, Soldier does not do burst damage outside Helix rockets, which does a total of 120. The NYXL, they need killing blows here to really turn this into a victory. Any damage they do is just going to be healed up by these health packs and charge Hagopin's next EMP. And as we see, Mono switches off the Mercy because there's no one damage boost now in terms of Widowmaker. Without Widowmaker, he doesn't want to sit there and damage boost Soldier constantly because Soldier just does fine damage on his own. So now he's going to be playing with the tank. So you can expect these five to really play together. Maybe not save, you'll be a little less. And Pine's really going to be on his own trying to make a difference in this next team fight.
Yeah, you can see Hago, once again, he's worked himself into the small room. He's giving it away as well, but they know now that New York are going to wrap on the right side this time, trying to take that.
Now, the NYXL with this speed boost are going to try and move in onto this right side and take away the Mega Health Pack room that has been feeding over Sombra's EMP to the London Spitfire.
Away from Birdring, not let him stand up there for free, and it is going to be the big pack room here. Challenge, Wuhyal kind of dancing on the edge. Janice just leaps in.
Even though they do take away this space, the health pack is still here healing the London Spitfire, so both Wuhyal and Gesture will be able to fight the NYXL and then just step over here and get a bunch of health in order to keep this fight going, as well as feeding Hagopin's EMP.
To the fray as well, trying to
just taking the room away from the Spitfire isn't enough. You also need to get those kills. Now, 30 seconds left. They are going to invest the sound barrier into taking this room back. They want this room, they want this health pack, and this sound barrier is going to give them the health advantage to do so. They are going to be able to smash into the NYXL with a greater health pool and outlast them. It's a battle of attrition that, since they have been running a Lucio from the beginning, they have the sound barrier advantage because Mono just switched.
Connect with this team, and here we go. Time to go. Wuhyal with the sound barrier just charges right into the mix, looking for the big kills, and that creates the space here for Hago and Prophet to go to work.
2 kills very quickly.
Now I want to rewind and really highlight the importance of what Wuhyal is doing on this Diva. Right here, right, the NYXL are taking away this room, and Wuhyal is fighting, taking poke damage. He is using his boosters to fly into them, pick up the health pack, and reposition to attack the NYXL from a different angle. But the main thing is that he's consistently picking up that health pack, charging up Hagopin's EMP. And then this next engagement with the 2 tanks, he takes about 200-300 damage, and then once his boosters come off cooldown, instantly uses them, secures the kill on to Jade Jonak, which is really the icing on the cake, but uses the boosters once again to fly straight into the health pack, giving Hagopin the EMP. So Wuhyal has been the MVP for the London Spitfire. He has given Hagopin 2 EMPs in 4 minutes. The one time where he had about 20 HP on his mech, he fed over 400 health to Hagopin, and just now he did about 400 or 500 more by understanding his cooldowns, knowing his limits, never fighting too many NYXL members at once, and constantly being aware when to take that health pack.
2 kills very quickly. They take away the pack room, but then Wuhyal just dives in there anyway.
Once again, he's at 267. He's going to pick up the health pack, but Hagopin already has the EMP. So really, the NYXL never able to secure killing blows onto the members of Spitfire that mattered, right? If you're going to be dealing damage to these tanks, you need to make sure you definitely secure the Diva mech, because Wuhyal, again, just giving so much ultimate to his Sombra.
Takes the big pack, gets the EMP charged up if they even need it. A couple of late kills coming in from the side of NYXL, but it's not going to be enough. 5 seconds left, desperation time. Pine's going to jump on the point, and it's not going to go well.
You can see how meticulous they are right now. London Spitfire, this is pretty much going to be it. Saviovi is in position to touch the point. No! Gets sniped before he can get out!
And that's how the London Spitfire showed a master class of attacking and defending Volskaya Point 1. On attack, they were very patient, waiting on their team members to secure that initial kill. And on defense, they understood their win condition was get that Sombra her EMP ASAP. They Constantly utilize the health packs, especially tanks, especially Wuyao, in order to give Sombra EMP almost every single fight. Now, if you want to avoid the mistakes the NYXL made versus a Sombra, make sure you actually secure those kills on those low HP tanks. If those tanks get away with like 100 health, they're going to be giving a lot of EMP ult charge over to the enemy Sombra. The other thing the NYXL could have done is potentially switch Widowmaker sooner. They were staying on the Widowmaker for so long during their attack while all of the Spitfire members were playing very safe, not giving Pine any angles. So if you want to replicate this in your games, guys, be patient, trust your teammates, and utilize those health packs. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. My name is Canadian. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.